I can't wait for the hard conditioning sets and like the hard practices, because like I know what it's like to be on the sideline during those practices when you just want to be out there with your teammates.
Got my back on the ropes. I don't make this bread, then I'm probably toast. I can't give up my soul. It is not worth any.
How you guys doing? This is Jonathan Kabongo. This is the third episode of The Road Back. And I'm here with Paige Petty and Morgan Berman. And you guys just introduce yourselves. Tell us what year you guys in, position, all that.
Well, I'm Paige Petty. I'm a senior here at Virginia Tech on the lacrosse team. I tore my ACL and meniscus probably 6 months ago. So I'm in the process of recovering, and it's going pretty well.
Hi, guys. I'm Morgan. I'm also a senior on the Virginia Tech women's lacrosse team, and I tore my ACL, both meniscus, and then like a partial MCL last October. So I guess like a year ago. And it's been, hard, but definitely good. It's great to have my best friend, unfortunately, also tear hers, but it's great to have her like be going through the same thing.
I feel like, a lot of things are learned through injuries, and sometimes you learn things you didn't want to learn at that point in your life. So can you guys tell me something you guys feel like, you learned and that you're probably kind of like resistant, to learn?
I think something that's really helpful with injuries that I figured out is that it kind of helps you learn that like things aren't always going to go your way. And like when you get injured, like that's a huge thing. That's just like a huge roadblock, but it takes resiliency to get over it. And I think it teaches you a great deal of just setting your mind to something, setting aside that time to rehab, to do the things you need to do, whether you want to do them or not. Like I know Paige, like we've talked about times where I can't do rehab today. Like I can't, but then like we go in and do it. And ultimately, it's like making us better.
Yeah.
So I think that was a huge part of it.
Yeah. It's just that you don't know what life is going to throw at you. And I think it really helps overcoming just obstacles in life. It definitely helps.
Okay. Like, do you guys feel like, your view on the game of lacrosse, probably like not in a negative way, or maybe it was in a negative way, but you guys can answer it however you want. But do you feel like your view on the game changed a little bit after the injury? Do you think you looked at it differently?
Absolutely. I don't quite know how to explain it, but it was like, it's such a privilege to get to play. And I've known it was a privilege, and I knew that it was like awesome that like to get to play at this level and to get to play with my best friends. But when it's taken away from you, like I know tons of people have definitely said this, but it's just like, it's something that like, that's all I want is to get back on the field and have Paige score on me in practice 10 times, like, and maybe save one of them. Like just even getting back to that, like I just can't wait, like I can't wait for the hard conditioning sets and like the hard practices, because like I know what it's like to be on the sideline during those practices when you just want to be out there with your teammates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. It's just, you have a whole new respect for the sport. It's something like, wow, I used to complain about doing that. Especially the conditioning is extremely hard, but it's like, I can't wait to get back to that. I want to be in there. I'm not going to complain ever again.
So like this last segment of the interview, probably these last 3 questions, it's going to be focused on like identity, because I feel like as athletes, we probably found our identity in the sport for a long time. And, I just want to know, like, do you guys feel like part of your identity was lost when you were just on the sideline and not participating in practice or games? Like, how did that feel, with your identity?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, we've been playing lacrosse for forever, and it is a part of us. Our life revolves around it. It's all great things, but it's hard to take a step back and be like, well, this isn't going to be what it used to be, but it brings other aspects of life that you didn't really realize were there, just in general. So I think that was a huge part.
yeah, it's definitely a weird time for the identity right after, especially when you come to college. It's like you're a lacrosse player, like you're a student athlete, but like it's like you're doing what you love to do, and it's like it pretty much takes up a good bit of your day, and it's something that you love to do, and then it all of a sudden you don't have that thing that was taking up that much, I don't know, that was like such a big part of your identity, and then you have to like kind of trying to find other ways to kind of find out who you are during that time, which is super hard at the time and super weird, but it definitely like Paige said, it's one of those things that I guess earlier that you said you don't necessarily want to do, but it definitely helps you in the long run.
So can you guys kind of like expand on those things? Like what were some new interests or some new things about yourself that you kind of learned just, through sitting out?
Well, I think me and Morgan are both definitely, there's different types of leaders, and we're definitely performance leaders. I'm not very vocal. So I think I definitely am getting better at being more vocal and leading from that role instead of on the field. So yeah.
And like connect with people. I think it's like a huge thing is that we got to take the time to like get to know other people that were like necessary. Like I'm a goalie, so like I'm not on the same side of the field as the attackers. I think it was getting to see all of that, as well as doing other things outside of lacrosse. Like me and Paige were going to start a band. Then we figured out both of us can't sing, so that was that kind of it was trial and error. I got good at Xbox.
What was the band? What was the band's name supposed to be?
Ooh, we didn't get that far yet.
Paige Petty and the Heartbreakers. I don't know.
Paige Petty and
we didn't get too far on that, but Paige will sing a little bit, and I can play the guitar, so that was kind of fun.
What genre was it gonna be? What genre?
A whole mix.
Yeah.
A whole mix.
Yeah. And then we just thought we might just do music without words because that might sound better. Paige on the triangle.
I like better.
I love it. Okay, so obviously since music is not going to be a career for you guys, how did this impact just like your long-term thinking? Like everybody I feel like goes through an injury and they're like, okay, like if at some point I'm not going to do this anymore, and we all think about the future, the time when we're 40 years old with our families, like who are we going to be, and like who we aspire to be at that point. So like, how did that help with that, and if you guys feel comfortable, do you guys feel like this, like sharing what, this helps you see yourself as in the future?
This one's actually kind of a good question. Okay. For me, I guess, is because, so I was either going to go the PA route or pre-med, but, pre-med, you kind of have to take that gap year. And so I was like a little bit impatient on that. And so I was like, I don't know. I was still wavering. And then like I tore my ACL. And so, like I get a 5th year. And so that's like, I'm going to be in college again. So I think I'm just going to finish out school. And then it kind of helped me make that decision to go pre-med instead of the PA route. So I think that's like a huge life change that probably came about. Like I probably went with that decision because of this. And it's something that I'm very excited about, but it's a little bit daunting, but I know like just from all of this, like if I work hard enough, like it'll be fine.
Yeah, I think I was planning on graduating this year, but now I get to go and get my master's. So I had time to figure out what I wanted to get it in. And also I got an internship. So I just was able to explore maybe what I want to do after and where I want to work and get another degree. So I thought that was a really good opportunity, and I definitely jumped on it.
I appreciate you guys. I learned a lot. I'm sure everybody else is going to learn a lot. You guys are warriors. It's good to see you guys.